This is the Lockpicking Newbie, and today we conclude our series on subscriber Jeff's grandpa's locks. We'll hopefully conclude the series today. We're going to address this Yale and Town padlock. It's a brass body, looks like a steel shackle. It says hardened on it. It's a little rusty, and then it says high security pin tumbler. So for this, I'm going to put it in the vise. I normally pick padlocks in hand just because that seems like the better way to do it. But I want to be real careful with this lock, and I don't want to scratch it up more than I have to. And so there we have it. Okay. This is a really nice old lock, very cool, kind of that Art Deco design and everything. The keyway is a little bit paracentric. It's kind of wide, but it's not long enough for the regular 50 thousandths pry bar. So I'm using a 40 thousandths, and I'm just kind of getting it up in there to where it'll hold on. And then we have to do clockwise tension like that. And then similar to the last one, when we did the Popular Mechanics version of the lock, I'm using a skinnier pick than perhaps you might think of using. And the reason for that is just to get past the warding so I don't ruin my feel. Okay, so let's go ahead and have at it, and I will tell you exactly what I'm feeling. So I'm at, oh, whoops. I forgot one other thing. I really want to avoid scratching up this lock. I have put a few marks in it, mostly from the tension wrench. I'm sorry about that. But I just took this wiper insert and stuck it in the bottom here so that if I do lever off the bottom, I'm less likely to scratch up the lock. Okay, so I'm applying clockwise tension, and you're going to get a real good view of how much tension I'm because of how much the bar bends. And here we go. All right, so 1 is completely loose and springy. 2 is springy. 3 is binding. So I'm just lining my pick straight up and down towards the pin, easing tension. Well, I thought that was 3. Here, let me start again, because maybe I'm losing my feel there. I might have actually been on warding there. Okay, so 1 is loose, 2 is loose. See, 3 is loose. I wasn't on 3. I was on the warding. Okay. 4 is loose. And now back to 5. If I can get... I think that was just the pick slipping off the warding. All right. Don't have a real good feel for what just happened back there. I might have... Let's just start again. 1, here, I'm going to start from the back actually. So this is one of those times where it's like, yeah, it worked better before, but it's not working too great now. All right, I'm just going to take the tension wrench completely out just so I can get the feel for the pins. 1, 2, 3. No, I missed a pin. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I know there's 5 pins in here. I keep missing a pin. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, come on, Betty. What is going on here? Let me just count this again. 1. Okay, there's 2. 3. 4. 5's way in the back. All right, actually, I'm going to switch picks. So at one point, can't remember where I heard this advice from, but the advice was, if you keep on doing something, trying to pick a lock and it keeps on not working, then do something different. So here's the different thing we're going to do. I'm going to switch to this number 7 hook. It's also in 18 thousandths. Okay, I'm on 1, 2, 3. I think I keep missing 2. I think that's what's happening here. Okay, 1. There's 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, guys, let's see what we can do here. A little bit tension on, not too much. 1 is loose. 2 is hiding as usual. 3 is loose. Okay, 4 was just like a little bit draggy and then a little bit of a click. And now 5 is kind of firm, trying to get a click out of it. Just like releasing all tension. You probably did hear a little bit of a click. All right, well, I moved the pin and then it stopped moving, but it wasn't really much of a click. So let's come back to the front. 1 is binding now. Okay. All right, that's an open, but I don't think it's a very educational for Jeff. So I'm just gonna close it right back up again. What I think happened there is as I was bumbling and fumbling around with the pins, I believe I just sort of inadvertently set a bunch of pins. So I'm just gonna do this again because I don't think that was very educational at all. So I'm just trying to rake the pins so I can, so that they're reset, but they sure don't want to rake, do they? So I'm going to do this again. 1. See, 2 feels like it's kind of like stuck up in the chambers. 3, 4, 5. So it's just a little bit paracentric in there, and finding the right angle with the pick, it's tricky. All right, let's do that again, because the purpose here is to try to help identify the feel of this, and getting sort of a lucky open is not helpful. All right, so I'm way in the back, and I'm gonna feel for 5. And I'm starting in the back this time because that's where all the action was at the beginning last time, so why fight it? Okay, so I'm back at 5, and okay, I got a little bit better feel that time. So I kind of felt it binding, I kind of touched it, and then it kind of moved. That's all I got for you. Now I'm back, I'm coming up to 4, springy. Okay, that was a decent click out of 3. Pretty sure I'm on 2 at this point. And I'm getting kind of movement but no click. And then now up to 1. So again, movement but no click. Boy. Okay, 1 is like way up in the Bible. So is 2. Now I'm back. I was back in the 4 vicinity, but I kind of lose position with that number 1. So I'm just going to start from the back again. Okay, 5 is back down in the Bible again, or maybe that's 4, or maybe that's warding. Is this kind of what it felt like when you were trying to pick this thing, Jeff? Because it's weird. All right, now I'm up to like 2. Depending on the camera angle, you might have seen pin 1 bouncing around in there. All right, I think I've got stuff overset right now. Okay, I'm at like 2 or 3. That was 3, I guess. It's pretty firm. All right, I'm gonna try to reset the pins. Ooh, you know what? Maybe if I try the diamond. Here, pay this little guy no, never mind. That's another video. All right, I'm gonna try the DeForest diamond to get better reach. And it's also an 18 thousandths. Going to the back. Barely got enough room to get underneath 5. And then I kind of pushed it just a little bit. It was a little draggy, and then it kind of released. So I think that was a click. 4, basically the same thing, and now 4 springy. 3, springy. Maybe that little friction-y bump. 2 springy. Not much. It's kind of 1 is kind of springy too. So they're all springy. Okay, now I just touched. I think it was 4. Got a little bit better click and then some movement in the core. Actually, I think that was 5. So back to up to 4. Pushing a little bit harder, a little bit more tension. Nothing. 3, same thing, nothing. Got some, I think I'm on. Okay. And we got it open again. And the last thing I touched, I think, was 2 or both 2 and 1 at the same time. So I'll tell you guys, this is a tricky lock. I will spare you picking it a 3rd time, unless I hear from Jeff that he wants me to pick it some more. So there's 2 examples of it kind of opening when it didn't really give me the feel that it was going to open, if that makes any sense. Let's see. What can I say about how to pick this thing? I got better feel for all the pins and everything with this DeForest diamond. You definitely have to have a good solution for being able to apply tension. You definitely have to modulate the tension back and forth. It wasn't as stiction-y as the Popular Mechanics lock. And then some of the clicks were really vague. It was just like the pin moved, and then it kind of released a little bit, and then it was sort of springy. And that was the click. And we got that on a couple different pins. So I don't know, if I went back this and wrote up a transcript of all this, it would probably be pretty confusing. But that's it. So this Yale, just from a lock sporter perspective, is really fun to pick. Really fun to try to figure out what it was telling me. At one point when I picked it earlier, it felt like I was getting counter rotation on pin 5. So that's kind of what I thought I was going to show you guys, is that you were going to get the first 4 pins set, and then you'd have to reach back on 5 and do a spool. But that's not what happened at all. So anyway, that's going to conclude Grandpa's locks. Jeff, thank you very much again for trusting me with these locks. I'm honored. I was really glad to be able to pick these, because I've never seen any locks like any of these. The Popular Mechanics was a big surprise with all the spools in it. The Crime Watch lock was just a fun brass lock pick. And then the Yale was really kind of mysterious, as you can see from all the picks I used. So that's all I have for you today. This is the Lockpicking Newbie. Have a good day.